So I'm just going to finish up the straps for this one. Otherwise, the rest of the bag is complete. Look at this cool pocket in here. All black in there. Where's the zipper? When you open it, there's blood splashes inside. Anyway, we're just going to finish up the straps and attach them on here. What I'm doing right now is cutting them out to 30 inches. Then that way when we fold them over to attach, there'll be about 28 inches on there. So I cut that one already. Dropped one. Just lining it up with my mat here. I'm cutting about 30 inch. Then I'll save these for another bag and then make these parts here. So these are double folded. And I stitch them on and rivet those on for more durability. So I won't waste these. I'm missing one of these. I don't like that end. Okay. And these ones I'm just going to go a smidge over, maybe about an inch over or so, just because I like to turn this end under. And this stuff's waterproof canvas, so it doesn't fray really, but it looks better when that end is folded in when you put it on the bag. I saved this as well in case I need some strength inside of a strap or something like that. I'll hang on to those. Anything smaller, I just throw those out. I'm just going to iron these ends under. So I'll fold, I don't know, 3/8, half an inch under like that, and then just press them so that they stay that way. I'll do that on both ends, on both of these. I'm just going to go off camera for just a second. Just a quick blast of the iron makes that a nice crisp fold. I'm just going to measure these to make sure I know what I'm doing here. Okay, cool. And that'll just help in the process here. So we're going to fold these think I'll tape these. So I use a colored pencil. This one's pink, so I can see it on this dark fabric. I have a little 1-inch ruler to help me find the middle. I just go down the whole thing. This just helps in the next step. Pencil kind of shows up on here too, but this just works a little bit better on this darker fabric. I'm going to do both of these. You don't have to do the straps like this. I think in the pattern, gosh, I want to say it has a double of this, and then you fold it like that. Like it's like double, and then you'll fold it like that, and then you fold them in on each other, and then you sew down here. But I find that there's still stretch in the strap, so I've been putting a backing of something that doesn't stretch onto these, and then I feel like that gives the strap a nice amount of solid, like they could swing on someone with this purse and the strap would not break. So I like this a lot. Okay, and then we're going to put some tape on there. And then this stuff is leather tape, so it's super sticky, works really good. I use it for everything, not just in the craft room. If I need double stick, it's going to have this on it. I've used it to hold my clothing in place at work. I use it for everything. Works great. And it's cheap. I think a giant roll is like $3 or $4. I want to say I got this at Waywack. They have different sizes, but I use this 1/4 inch. They have a 1/2 inch that a lot of people use, and I don't know. Don't want to pay that kind of money. It's double the price, of course, but I like this. It works good, even if it's. All right, so I put that down the middle line. I don't think you guys can see the middle line under there, but it's obvious to me. I'm just gonna match these up. All right, so I just folded that over on half of the tape. And then this is what that end looks like. It's still got the fold in it. And then the tape is holding almost all of it down. It should hold okay. And this inner piece and this outer piece, they're cut at the same width. If you want this sticking out, just cut it a little larger, and then when you sew it down, just have this end poking, the color poking out on each side. But I make them even. And this stuff sticks to the tape very well. Here's your two ends. All right, let's do one of these. And this one I just use regular pencil. On the darker fabrics and stuff, you can probably use a Sharpie, but I made a white vinyl purse, I don't know, probably last year. And I was going to put it up on Etsy, but it looked like the ink soaked through. So that it had all of these little inks, like lines going through parts of it. And I'm like, what the heck? So I don't use Sharpie anymore. And this stuff I don't fold. What I'm going to do when I'm done is put a little tiny bit of paint on this just to hide that raw edge. So I'll tape it all the way to the end. This tape is easy to use. You can pull it up and do a, if you mess up really bad, you can move it. It's a little bit harder to get off the fabric. But if it's like this will just peel right back up and you can replace it. Go right to the end. If you have a non-stick scissor, it works best with this because it doesn't get all gunky. Press it down. And then the vinyl, it doesn't hold as well as the waterproof lining stuff does. So it might pop up. And if that happens, I'll grab a clip and just kind of hold it there until I'm ready to put these two together. But it's sticking pretty good. You can hear it lifting right there. It's a funny ripping noise, I guess. I try to get it as close as I can. Then that way I'll know that the sizes match. I tried this without tape and it's not fun. You have to put a clip like every inch, it seems, so tape helps a lot. And they're sort of straight. This stretches a little bit, like I said, so you'll get this little edge. I just cut that off when I'm done to even this out with this. And then, like I said, I just put a little blurb of some paint right there. Now we're going to grab out the clips. And then we're going to put these together. see what we got going here. Yeah, that's pretty good. I just clip them together like this. Very even. And then these clips, I don't know if you have these, but one side is flat and the one side is curved. So the flat side goes on the bottom. So they're colored so that you know which side is up. So all of the red will be facing up on mine towards the vinyl because that's going to be the main part of this. So we're going to top stitch on the vinyl. And then these two fabrics are pretty sturdy, so you don't have to clip it to death. So I'll just go down the line and do that. Sometimes I'll only clip here and then just hold it as I go. Once you're doing a few of these, that's, you know, you'll know how you like it clipped. There's harder parts, more clips go on. I should make sure it's straight. I should pull it a little bit. What's wrong with that? I'm gonna reclip that. Didn't line up right. There's like more of the lining than there is of the vinyl. I'm gonna redo it real quick here. All right. I'm just gonna get it. Just wasn't lined up on this side. Okay. I don't want to refold the black part, so I just redo it. It's quicker than re-ironing it. Match up now? Okay, we're good. Okay, now that's giving me enough room. Before it was coming out like boop. And after I redistribute, they're pretty even, and then there's that little stretched part. So that'll get cut off when I'm done. Now I've just got a little starter piece, and it's just so that I can get a tail on this. Cut the thread off. This machine will cut the thread off so they're itty bitty, and you get a little thread nest back here if you just start it without doing that. So this has a knee lifter. Works really good because you have two free hands. Got a loop on there. There we go. And we can start on the end. I go right in the middle. That way it kind of, I don't want to say it hides it, but you don't see it as much because it's going to get folded over. Increase this. 4. When I'm gone far enough, we'll cut these. got about just over a 4mm stitch length. That looks really good on the top stitching on these, I think. I mean, you could go bigger than that. I want it to be sturdy too, so kind of gotta play it, you know, both sides. And then as I go, I'm just trying to get about 1/8 of an inch from the edge and then make sure that that back piece is pretty straight on both sides here. So I'll manipulate it a little bit and just keep going. Once this first side is done, then you can just zoom through this second section here because, you know, whatever damage is done, I mean, you're just going to go with it. So. Okay, the vinyl is stretching just a little bit, so I might have to cut off a little bit more than just that little 1/8 of an inch there. So we'll see what we get. Oh my, look at all that. And I just let this underside just peek out a little bit so that I know where to stop. I'm gonna hurt it. Just hold them more. Okay. I'm going to clip this. I'm going to stitch over that. It's the part where I back stitched. I'm just going to snip those threads real close. And then by using that leader, this little thing, it made it so there's no nest on the back. Can you hear that? My needle needs changing. My goodness. Okay. I'll go one more half of a step here. What in the world? Oh, I'm out of thread. Okay, let's get some thread in there. Fix that up. What am I doing? Before you do it, check your bobbin. On my machine, it's got 2 spots to hold thread, so I leave my top thread hanging out the back because it's really big, and then I use another spool holder to keep my bobbin thread on there. They are different sizes because this machine likes it that way. So I do what it wants. And I can just snip it and go. Don't have to move thread around. So when I switch out colors, I'll switch out the bobbin thread color too. I only use 2 colors when I'm making these. So it's easier. Okay, so I'm gonna have to make another thread tail here. And then since I ran out back here, I'll just start at about a 1/2 inch away. And then just keep the same line of stitching. All right, then we can finish this out. Let me cut that or it's going to be dragging. All right, and this machine, it cuts the little threads off to about a 1/4 inch, and then I just torch those. And they kind of like burn and seal themselves up. I'm just gonna get this little thread out of here. A little back stitch thread here where I ran out. And that's just a small little, can't really see it. And then this side has a big piece on it, so I'll cut that off to even it out, and then we'll paint it after we install. Okay, let's clear that out. Red thing right there, but it gets caught on my chair. There we go. All right, so we're going to install this, but we have to poke some holes in it first so that we can get those on there. Got one of these. It has a little cutting thing on it to poke holes through this. It has a little bit of a problem, like it just pokes a hole here and then rips it through here, but it works, so it's fine. And then stuck on here, I just have this little template that I keep using so I can poke holes in this. It's got one for a 2-hole, and sometimes I just do a 1 on these straps. So since there's 2 rivets here, then I'll do 2 rivets on this. If I do 1 on this, I'll do 1 on this. And then this is the only time I use a Sharpie on these, so I can see the hole. I have one. Oh yeah, I got me one. Oh, sorry, this is annoying. So I just line it up where I wrote end. They're not even, but I try to aim a little bit better on this. And then when I'm putting these on here, I'm trying to make sure it's not through any sewn areas so it doesn't clip the threads. This is going through all of the layers plus the 2 tape layers, so it is a little bratty, but you can get the holes in it. It works good. But what I don't like is the pokey part. I wish it was like up this way. Then you can aim, you know, where the holes go. But this model, it has it going the other way. I think this clips out a cleaner hole going this way, but just to know where you're poking the hole, I think would be a better option than what they're doing. So I gotta stand up for this because I need a little bit of weight behind it. So I just try to aim for the middle and about where that hole is. So it's not exact, but it's close enough, I guess. It just left some crumbs from the last one that was done, so there's a hole. Let's do more. Bad lighting. Should I back up here? All right, let's do about there. That one went right through. That looks cool. Okay, let's do more. Try to get it in the middle. Not too shabby. Ooh, don't move. Crunch. Good. I keep saying I'm going to put a base on this because when you see that, it like does a wheelie. So if I put a base, got holes for a base or to secure it to a table, that would help a lot. So I might do that. But as you poke, this thing spits out extra, and they stick in there because it's got tape in here. So they always do that. They collect. And sometimes it's having a hard time going through here. So I have to take this off and then like clean out those little pieces. I'll show you. They want it to be secure. Okay, anyway, if you look in there, you can see the base fabric in there, and this hole is completely jam crammed. It's just being held together because of the tape. So if you clean out through here, that usually opens it up. If not, I do poke something in here, but I try not to clean this part out as much because that's the sharp thing that pokes the perfect holes. So if I can just poke through this way and clear it out, that's what I do. Sorry, all this stuff is oiled so that it doesn't rust into place. That's why I'm greasy right now. But this is a gold star. I got it last year for Christmas and it works really good. I like it a lot. All right, the holes are in this strap, 2 and 2. So we're going to put some rivets in it. I use the same size rivets in every single thing that I use. And I think they're a 9mm, and the post is a 9 or a 10. But when you get the 9, I noticed that all the 9s that I get are similar post size. So I have 8s and they have a little dinky post on it, so I don't like to use those. And then to put these on, let's grab this. So we gotta attach it. Not to get twisted. Okay, so we're gonna take this and we're gonna hook it on here. And we're gonna poke some of these through to hold it. We'll do bottom hole, and then bottom hole, and then put a lid on it so it doesn't come off. And then it'll seat. You'll know when it seats. Some people say that they click, but mine don't really do that. Not really. There's not. You just know when it's seated. It kind of, I don't know, kind of clicks, but no. All right, make sure your strap is on even so it's not twisted when you go to use it. Can you see me? Okay, and I just go through both. One there, one there. It's barely poking out. Sometimes I got lots of room, but the thing smushes it down enough to where it fits most things. That wasn't that clicking. I don't know what that was from. There's nothing to click. All right, so those are in and those will stay in. I can try it on and whatever. But you need to secure them, so don't forget to do all 4. Ooh. I stick that on with a magnet. All of my parts are on there with magnets. The magnet sticks to this, and then this sticks to the magnet. And then I like this so much. I got another one, and this one has the rivet setter in it. Ooh, it's stuck in there. Did I twist it in? Anyway, this normally has a spring, so this comes up real tall, like this. But it was hard for me to get the rivets in, so I took the spring holder off and pulled the spring out of there. And so it seats like a little table now, and then this thing remains the same, the squisher part of it. So make sure it's all in. And then I set my bag like this so that the handle is at its longest, and I'll just seat that down in that little hole in the table, and then I'll push that in. Oops. And then you'll notice that they're much shorter, probably say by about 1/3 from the ones that aren't squished down. So you'll know if you squished them down or not, in case you forget or get distracted or whatever. I don't need a lot of force. You need a couple of hands to do it, I would say. All right, that handle is in. And then I'll go through and, do you see the white on there? I'll go through and just paint that with some dark red paint. There's a little bit of an overhang right there. I'll cut that off. Okay, and then I'm gonna do the other one off camera, but this is the front. Got the double zipper pockets. Sewed a line down so that they're 2 individual pockets. But it's pretty cool. It's a nice bag. probably my favorite to make because of this cool little detail, and I always put somebody right there. Anyway, that's it for today. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. If you want to get a bag like this, you can find it on my Etsy shop. Coffin Shaped Craft Room is what that one goes by as well. So thanks for watching.